What is happiness? Wow, awesome question. Well, everyone wants to be happy. Everybody in the whole world, we all want to be happy. So it's probably a good idea to figure out what happiness actually is. Hi, this is Chris Hallett. Thanks for joining me on the Cultivate Happiness channel. Today we're going to explore the meaning of happiness and the happiness of meaning. So, happiness. What exactly am I talking about when I say happiness? Well, what do you think about when you see the title of this YouTube channel is Cultivate Happiness? People have been thinking about happiness for a very long time. There's even a really cool book titled Happiness, A History by a historian named Darren McMahon. If you want to be happy, well, then you might want to put some thought into exactly what happiness is and of what it consists. The 18th century philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau said, "Every man wants to be happy, but in order to be so, he needs to first understand what happiness is." So what is happiness? Do you know how hard it is to come up with a decent definition of happiness? It's hard. Here's an example I looked up on the interwebs. Happiness is the state of being happy. Now, how helpful is that? Not very. So, in the realm of psychology, that's one discipline that's been thinking a lot about happiness lately. They use different words for happiness. They gravitate toward phrases like psychological well-being or subjective well-being. However helpful these terms are in the psychology world, for the rest of us, I'm not sure they bring much more to the table because now we have to define well-being. So, let me share with you what my definition of happiness is. Happiness is the state of being of wholeness, flourishing, joy, optimism, meaning, connectedness, and contentment. So to help you get a better grasp on what it is we're all looking for in life, I want to break down my definition of happiness for you. Again, happiness is the state of being of wholeness, flourishing, joy, optimism, meaning, connectedness, and contentment. First, let's think about wholeness. It means being whole, being complete, sensing that your life is together, that it's made up of all that you want it to be in this particular time. It means wellness. It means health. There's an ancient concept of wholeness. People have been thinking about this for a long time, found in the Hebrew scriptures, that sometimes translated with the word peace. It's the word shalom. You may have heard that word before. It's a great way to think about happiness. Wholeness implies security, maturity, and significance. I have a lot more to say about wholeness in future videos. Flourishing. I like the word flourishing. I use it a lot. Someone is flourishing when they're thriving. They're productive. They're experiencing personal growth. Flourishing captures a sense of development and transformation. Flourishing people are engaging their talents and strengths in meaningful activities that make a difference. Flourishing is a great concept that we'll explore further in the future. Joy. Some people might think of the word joy as just another word that means happiness. Well, joy does capture that sense of positive emotions and feelings that we often associate with happiness, but it communicates it in a deeper way. Joy is lasting, while feelings, emotions, can be fleeting. Feelings often are related to pleasure, but joy runs deeper than pleasure. Joy, no doubt, is pleasurable, but joy reaches to the depths of one's being, while pleasure is more of a surface, temporary experience. Joy is an important component of happiness, and we'll talk a lot about joy. Optimism. Optimism is a sense of hopefulness about the future, and it's a key to happiness. Not only that, but hopefulness that what you're doing, that the activities you engage in on a daily basis have the potential to influence the world for good, the future for good, particularly your future for good. An optimistic attitude is not a Pollyanna-ish, everything's perfect way of thinking. Optimism is genuinely positive. It's forward-leaning, a mentality that's key to happiness. Meaning. Now, meaning is important, but challenging. A happy life is a life of meaning, vested in making a difference in something bigger than the self. It's transcendent. Meaning has to do with leaving a legacy, making an impact, transcending the small, limited scope of personal concern. There's a lot to be said about how we can live meaningful, fulfilling lives, so stay tuned for more. Connectedness. To be happy is to relish the relationships of life. It's to be invested in deep, meaningful, long-term relationships with people whom you love. Connectedness doesn't dictate the types of relationships these are. They can be all kinds of different relationships. They can be family of origin relationships, your spouse, relationship with your children, with coworkers, and friendships. These meaningful relationships come in all shapes and sizes. The important component of connectedness is commitment. You're committed to these people over the long haul, and they're committed to you. Contentment, or life satisfaction. A person who is happy is content with their life. They experience a sense of satisfaction. Now, no doubt, a person who's content can still be actively working to improve their life and the lives of those around them, but they're satisfied in the moment with the progress they've made, where they find themselves at the current time, in the direction they're heading. Well, that's it. A definition of happiness and a summary of the different facets of happiness. It's this state of being, of wholeness, of flourishing, joy, optimism, meaning, connectedness, and contentment. Hopefully, breaking it down like this can help you make some positive changes in your life and work toward building a happier and more fulfilling future. That's what this channel is all about. I want to help you cultivate happiness. The world is a better place with happy people in it. In the next weeks to come, we'll be digging deeper into each one of these 7 key components of happiness. So I hope you'll join me. Hey, if this video's been helpful, hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to the Cultivate Happiness channel so you won't miss out on more helpful videos that will encourage you to live a blessed, fulfilling, meaningful, happy life. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a happy day.